What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the recording. Pretty monumental change coming out of YouTube this afternoon, being reported widely now that it will ignore slash allow videos that make claims about shenanigans from the 2020 election. Now, 3 years later, when it doesn't matter. I'm not exactly going to give YouTube stunning and brave points here, and there's a lot to talk about in terms of all the people that were banned, demonetized, deplatformed, had their livelihoods destroyed. Will they be allowed? Will they be welcomed back to the platform? It's difficult to know. It's odd, really weird timing, and I think there's probably more than meets the eye here, but. Let's get into the story and see what it's about. By the way, Father's Day gift boxes on sale at my company, Coffee Brand Coffee. Get one of our pre-builts or custom build your own. Promo code DAD, save 10%. It comes in an awesome glossy red box with a nice card and packing inside in an exterior box so you can open it up, hand it right to Dad. Make sure he gets a good Father's Day gift. Coming up, Father's Day is in just 2 weeks. YouTube said, now this is a stunning reversal from late January, in January 2021. YouTube says it will move more quickly to suspend channels posting videos claiming that there was any kind of voter shenanigans going on. This was was it last year? No, 2 years ago. YouTube says it's going to suspend any channel posting new videos of false election shenanigans rather than even giving a warning as it was previous policy. So they used to give you a warning. Now, no more warning. Quote, due to the disturbing events that transpired yesterday, this is after the most terrible day in United States history, the J6. And given that the election results have now been certified, starting today, any channel posting new videos with false claims in violation of our policies will receive a strike. No warnings, strike. YouTube said that over the past month, it had removed thousands of videos that spread, quote, misinformation, claiming that there was any kind of shenanigans from the 2020 presidential election, including several videos of President Donald Trump himself. YouTube removed a video that Trump posted Wednesday that made false claims about the election and has not yet issued any formal statement about banning his channel or blocking him from posting. Is it just so sick? Leave a like if you've rolled your eyes or scoffed during this video. It's just so predictable. It's like when they, with the COOF, right? They had all these insane policies around the COOF saying, you can't even question it. You can't even share if you've had your own type of side effects or troubles with it without a ban. Then years later, they're like, oh, actually, you can post that now. And what's wild is, as far as I know, there are very few people that actually got their accounts back. There were people that had their entire livelihoods taken away from them over this. And now, suddenly, I wonder why. Now, just minutes ago, YouTube reverses policy that banned claims of fraud in the 2020 election. YouTube has reversed a policy that banned any claims that Trump was screwed, according to a new statement from the video platform. Quote, the policy first enacted back in December 2020 has curtailed constitutionally protected speech, according to YouTube, and will no longer be in place starting on Friday. Quote, 2 years, tens of thousands of video removals, and one election cycle later, we recognized it was time to reevaluate the efforts of this policy in today's changed landscape, YouTube said in a statement on its website. I don't understand this. There is something else going on here. Why now? I just, it's so weird. Isn't it? It's so weird that suddenly, now it's almost like there's something brewing that we don't know about. In the current environment, we find that while removing this content does curb some information, It could also have the unintended effect of curtailing political speech without meaningfully reducing the risk of bad behavior or other real world harm. So, what they're saying is what we've said all along. The best possible thing to do with misinformation or bad information, the best thing for this, the best disinfectant is sunlight. Not to ban it, not to censor it, because then you create this positive feedback loop essentially, where people who are creating the content are saying, this is what they, in quotations, don't want you to know. And then when they, in quotations, actually do things, like remove, ban, censor, shadow ban, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. They continue. With that in mind, and with the 2024 campaigns well underway, we will stop removing content that advances false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches occurred in 2020 and other past presidential elections. Why? Is it because they think there's going to be a narrative from the left about the right having shenanigans? I don't really understand. The news of YouTube's reversal comes as social media companies that had previously placed restrictions on Trump are loosening their policies in the lead up to the 2024 presidential election. I wonder if it's because so many people left. I wonder if this is a move that, YouTube is like, wow, a lot of people are using alternative tech platforms now. A lot of people are using Rumble. A lot of people are using BitChute, Odyssey, other platforms. Twitter has, despite the hiccup yesterday, right? Despite the hiccup yesterday, Twitter is pretty darn unregulated. Now, you can't make any money posting videos there unless you charge your viewers, which is dumb. So, like, the only way you can earn a living right now is by making your viewers pay to see your videos. But that will eventually change. YouTube will run ads. Twitter will run ads. There's lots of people out there willing to buy ads on videos that aren't, Ben and Jerry's, that aren't some woke whatever company. Trump had been banned from Twitter after the worst day in American history ever to have existed. The foreign president is now welcome back. Still hasn't returned, still uses his own social media platform, Truth Social. Trump has also been banned from Facebook. That decision was also reversed in February. Trump is now allowed to post on Facebook again. YouTube stressed in a statement that other policies against misinformation on the platform are still being enforced. Quote, all of our election misinformation policies remain in place, including those that disallow content aiming to mislead voters about time, place, means, eligibility requirements for voting, false claims that could materially damage voting, including those disputing the validity of voting by mail, and content that encourages others to interfere with the process. Sure. I mean, if you're telling people to go, interfere with stuff, I understand why they might ban that. If you're using their platform to, make people do crimes, that's fine if they ban that. They go on to write, we know citizens take the integrity of the democratic process incredibly seriously. So do we. We'll remain vigilant as election unfolds, as we did in 2020 and again in 2022. What's interesting is, what does that mean? Are they running low on cash? Do they need more monies? Too many people leaving YouTube for Twitter and Rumble. I mean, you see a lot of these comments. Now that we helped something bad happen and no one cares anymore, and we are far enough away from it and nobody is creating that content anyway, we're glad to pretend we support free speech and reverse our stance. Wow, this person pays $10,000 a month? I've never even heard of this. They have a yellow check mark, 10 grand a month? Wow. So truth is allowed 3 years later at Google. Good to know. And this, my friends, is the problem with censorship. People lost their entire livelihoods because their channels were demonetized and suspended. Yeah, I mean, that's 100% fact. Of course, they reversed the policy well after the damage of the election is done. They got away with it. 2.5 years later, very helpful. I mean, Apparently, this Juan Sanchez, right? Did the U.S. government miss their hush money payment? It's so wild to me. Like, it's like, did they always know that there were some shenanigans, and that they, now that we're far enough away from it, and that they've got their guy in the presidency, they're going to pretend suddenly that they care about free speech? Sure feels that way, doesn't it? This is why I still support, all alt tech platforms, not just Rumble, but, BitChute and Odyssey as well. They'll, if something happens, I think you can rest assured, it's just my opinion, but if you can rest assured that, if Trump wins the primary and, starts making some spicy YouTube videos about the last election, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to get involved again. Suddenly they're going to care about it again. Or if YouTube channels get big and start generating too much revenue, talking about it, exposing truth, hypothetically, right? They'll have a new policy in place pretty quick. This is a pretty stunning reversal from them, just in time for the next election cycle. This is wild. Nobody's buying it at all. And it'll be interesting what you say down in the comment section down below. In the description of the video and the pinned comment, you'll see a link to my Father's Day gift boxes. Promo code DAD. Save on the pre-built, or you can customize. Pick out the coffee. There's flavored, unflavored tea. There's 15 different organic teas. There's real cacao cocos. There's premium candy and snacks that you can add, gear and accessories, all that stuff. Get Father's Day handled. I really, really appreciate all your support with the channel. If you're new here, please do subscribe, and we'll talk to you again real soon.